I should update, and this was going to be just a little bit light and kind of a little bit different. When I do buy a lot of models, and I also buy a lot of models that are some are partially assembled, some are assembled, but I basically got 3 kits in for the Ark, and these are they're already assembled and they're already painted. I go to places like thrift stores, Goodwills, and I go to antique shops, and some of the antique shops are not all antiques. There's one antique shop basically here where I live in the downtown area, and one of the booths in there is everything rhymes with toys. Well, he had a couple of kits here, and they're basically assembled, but for the price on them, I have yet to find a model kit that is not usable. I mean, use it for the engine, the car body, everything else. So when the price is right, I go ahead and pick them up, because you can always use something in a model kit. You may need to use the engine out of this to put into, say, this vehicle, or vice versa, or you need the body. Maybe you need to make this is a 67 Chevelle, make this a a 68 Chevelle, which probably maybe had different side or something, and you could have an old put together kit, sand it, smooth down, make a new body, and then you can use a newer kit to put the wheels and the tires and motor and all that stuff in there. But anyway, I want to add that one to the Ark. Basically, in the part span usually goes up here in the top, or it'll go in the attic. It's just one of those, but it depends on what some of the built-up kits are, because I do actually have, and I probably don't have, probably not handy at all, because there's a couple kits that come to mind. I do know there's a Green Hornet. That's an original. It's started and almost all put together, but I got the box and the kit. It's kind of hard to, you can't get all kits not unassembled, but you have to get what you can get. But anyway, I probably got a Chevelle somewhere, but for the parts box, it was worth to get that. And yes, I'm still gotta put up a bunch of more models that got in a week ago, a couple weeks, and we got more on the way. Up next, from the same place at the antique store, Motorcraft T-Bird Pro Stock. I have no idea what this is, but I went ahead and picked one up because it was cheap, and who knows. And it's brush painted, and it's not all that bad. I mean, all you gotta do is pop off the parts, strip it or whatever you need to do, get all the decals off, and because it's all usable. And then you got some decals maybe shot, but you might be able to salvage some if you need to try to use it if you have to. But anyway, I always like like I say, you can always use a kit for something else. It's just not necessarily, maybe you need the body to make another car, whatever this is, and you need the wheels or the rims, and you don't have to go and buy a brand new $25 or $30 kit, and you can buy a dollar built kit and get the parts that you need. So always like to get the parts bin stocked. But anyway, got those. It was Black Friday today, and there's again, that's an antique store. You got the Goodwill, the thrift, garage sales, you name it, individuals. Well, there's another place, and best way I can explain it, if you have like a Hastings vintage stock, kind of a consignment store. They do get occasional models in, and he had some Gundam kits, which I'm really not too interested in, because I pretty much I'm kind of picky on them. I like certain ones, and I try to get the ones that I like. But anyway, he had a vintage one that was real cheap. This one's already assembled, and it was basically taken apart and put back in the box, but it's all there, it's complete, even the somewhat of the sticker sheet. But I wanted this one because it's It's a 1992 issue, somewhat vintage, and I like the style of the Gundam here. I have no idea what series or what he does and all that, but I thought it just looked pretty darn slick. Anyway, wanted to get that. Plus, you get Japanese basically price tags. So I don't know if it's actually, did it ever make it to the States, or is it just came from overseas? But anyway, I did pick up a couple other Gundam kits, but I actually picked them up to resell because I do resell a lot of models, and I do a lot of trading and all that, so that's what I've done on that. But anyway, I'll be adding whatever this is called, the Vijna Zira mobile suit. I have no idea, but anyway, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought that'd be unique to add to the Gundam section of the ARC. Anyway, that's very light. I do buy built-up models. Most of the kits in here are not built up for collectability, which that's one thing I've thought about doing. I may do a list and kind of just show how things rate when you if you do collect models. My interpretation of it, like figure kits are always top of the line when you collect kits, and then it goes to science fiction, and then where ships, planes, tanks, cars, what they fall in line. I may do something like that. Well, I'll try to figure that out and do a little video on it. Since I don't got a whole lot of kits today, I thought I would show. This is a little diorama I've kind of been working on. It's more of a just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. First off, let me say the shark kit that you get from Pegasus, fantastic. I made the Austin Powers shark with the laser on his head, which I had to do, and I got it somewhere buried amongst the antiquities of the ARC. But you get two heads with this shark, and I always want to know, what can you do with the second head? Well, it's coming out of the water, and it's with his mouth open, and I thought you could use this for a USS Indianapolis diorama. Now, I didn't want to go like gory and blood. I know that's what it happened in the Indianapolis story, but I wanted to take like a little arm, like the shark was coming out of the water, and have like water coming up. I thought about having it spin on the turntable, which I may end up, it's alright. I had it spinning, kind of seeing if I wanted to go that route. But if you, I may stick it on a wood base, have the shark coming out of there, just do a little vignette like that. I didn't want to have too much, want to have a lot of action, but I didn't want to have too much figures or anything of that nature. And what I wanted to do is have and he's roughly, what was it, 1/20th scale if I remember right. And I got some extra arms. I was going to have just the water splash coming out, and have the little arm, like it's just he passed by the one of the survivors of the Indianapolis, and then have like a little bit of debris just coming out of the water, with the a little bit of a wave water here, and have a little debris, and then have where the USS Indianapolis name's on there. So most people, when they see the shark, they know the story of the Indianapolis, but they'd also see the debris and see that it does say Indianapolis on it, and they can put two and two together. That's one thing about dioramas, vignettes. When you do them, you have to be able to tell the story very quickly, and where they get it, split second, but still have a whole lot of action and a lot of stuff going around, so you can see the diorama in its effect. But anyway, that's what I've been playing around with. I haven't decided if I want to do it, but I gotta find the time to do the little personal stuff, Anyway, that's one little diorama I've been working on, and I've been tinkering on and off for a couple weeks now. So I got most of the shark sanded down. He's got a seam on him that's just, by God, if you can see it right there. That's about the only really drawback for a vinyl kit. My only complaint with it, but anyway, that's easy to fix, and who knows? I may do that. I haven't got that far yet, but I may make the USS Indianapolis Shark Attack Viginette. But anyway, that's what I have got going on today. I'm out here. It is a little cool because it is middle of November. I still got to put up a bunch of models, but I am adding a vintage Gundam model kit, adding some more part cars, and I'm tinkering with a USS Indianapolis Viginette. So that's what I got going on today, so stay tuned for the next exciting episode.